things here. Jay Bruce this is according to John Ricco from Laura Albanese that Jay Bruce progressing. For August, we'll throw live BP next week. Syndergaard still on track to pitch for Brooklyn this weekend. Cespedes a little way away. Is that all? I mean, there's nothing bright there. Nothing bright. Parker, 10 years, 2-year deal, $10 million with Charlotte. You know, Tony had a gear. He doesn't have a gear anymore. I mean, he can still play, but he doesn't have that gear anymore. He used to have that gear. You couldn't stay in front of him. Joe in Massapequa, what's up, Joe?
Hey, Mike, what's going on?
What's happening?
Listen, these Yankee fans that are looking to trade Sanchez, they're out of their mind.
They just it's what have you done lately? That's how sports is, though. You hear it all the time.
They forget that Posada was not a great defensive catcher at all, and they won plenty of World Series. And Sanchez is a much better hitter than Posada will ever be.
Listen, Sanchez is a better hitter. Jorge, except he did not block the plate very well, as we know, was a better catcher than Sanchez. And he wasn't a great catcher. He wasn't a great catcher, but he was not.
Right.
But you're right. But, you know, Sanchez's weakness with the glove is a weakness. We all know that. It's a weakness. He has a good arm. He gets rid of the ball. He's got a very good arm. He can hit. He can really hit. He has not hit this year. He's been very puzzling. You know that? Very puzzling. You know that? How he's hit this year. But he's got a world of talent, and his first 2 years have been so impressive offensively. They really have. Kevin in Old Bridge, New Jersey. What's up, Kevin?
Hi, how you doing? I'm sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I just stepped into the car, and I heard you talking about some trades, and I've been waiting all day to call you. I got something that I proposed. Just hear me out. Now, I don't want to trade Andujar and Torres, but I really want DeGrom. So what can we sweeten the deal to get the Mets to accept DeGrom coming over to the Yankees? What if I give them Drury, who's their third baseman?
No. Listen, stop right now. Stop right now. The only possibility of doing that without Andujar in the trade starts with Sanchez. You understand that?
Well, that's part of what I'm going to talk to you about.
No. Sanchez has got to be. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's in the deal.
Okay, so how about this? Tell me if I'm close for a second. I got Drury at third.
Forget Drury. He's not even part of the deal. He's not part of the deal. Sanchez, Frazier, and two other players.
All right, that's what I was going to say. All right, so let's say.
But you got to give Sanchez, and I don't think the Yankees would do it. Sanchez, Frazier, and Bird, and another player.
I was just going to say that.
Okay, but you got to give up Sanchez. You got to give Sanchez. And, you know, you think the Yankees are going to do that? I don't think they would. I do not think they would. To save Andujar, I do not think they'd give up Sanchez. I think the Yankees are resigned to the fact that they know if they were going to get the ground, they'd have to give up Andujar. I do not think the Yankees, pushed where it could be Sanchez or Andujar, would give up Sanchez. I don't believe they would. I think they'd give up Andujar. I do not think they would give up Sanchez. I really don't. That means they would have changed their mind on Sanchez so dramatically, it would be unbelievable. And that would be a big mistake on their part. Sanchez has a world of talent. Not that it's not going to be a good place, but this is just typical fan reaction. You're watching Andujar. You're happy with Andujar. You're watching Sanchez. You're unhappy with Sanchez's first half. Trade Sanchez. You're forgetting what you saw the last couple of years? You obviously are. If you watched that, do you think Andujar in his best day could do what you saw from Sanchez the first 2 years? Dennis and Dumont. What's up, Dennis?
Yeah, how you doing, Mike? First off, I wouldn't trade Sanchez. I like him the way he is as a catcher right now as a Yankee fan. But before I get to my other point, did you know that July 4th, 1983 was the 35th anniversary of Dave Righetti's no-hitter?
Yeah, so?
Oh, I just wanted to bring it up because I thought that was a great moment in Yankee history.
It's a no-hitter.
Yeah, I mean, to me, as a Yankee fan, it meant a lot besides the Yankees of today.
Why?
Because I'm a Yankee fan. What do you mean why?
But why was that no-hitter so special? You've seen perfect games since then?
Because I grew up in the Bronx with George Steinbrenner and the Yankees.
But why that day, I'm saying? Why?
Because it was a no-hitter.
Right.
And I was a prouder Yankee. We threw a no-hitter.
Well,
I'm entitled to enjoy that game.
I'm saying, why that game? I'm asking you a question that you're getting mad about.
You want. It's that game.
Well, why that game?
Because it was a no-hitter that game. I was in the Bronx as a little boy.
Okay, good. Well, that's good. I mean, since then they've thrown perfect games. There've been a million championships. There's been a million things that have happened. I wondered why that no-hitter was so important. You just got mad and said, that's no-hitter. I'm just saying why. I know he pitched a no-hitter. I remember the game very well. Pitched a no-hitter. The Yankees have pitched other no-hitters. They've had other perfect games since then. They've had different pitchers throw perfect games since then. They've won many championships since then. They've had many brilliant moments since then. I asked why that moment was so important, and you couldn't answer it. You just got mad. I was serious. Why? Why was that moment? I thought you were going to give me something special about that moment. Yes, Dave Righetti threw a no-hitter. A million pitchers have thrown no-hitters. Bob in Woodland Park. What's up, Bob?
Hey, Mike.
What's happening?
Good. First-time caller.
Yes.
Gary Sanchez. The reason that I would trade him for DeGrom and, of course, somebody else is several times I've heard Yankee pitchers talk about either Romine or who was ever catching how they called the great game. I've never heard that from a pitcher that Sanchez calls a great game. I don't think just watching him, I don't think he, puts the time in to hone his craft. And I think that's what Girardi got on him. And I still think he's doing, we pumped this guy up when he came up for the 50 games that he was
We pumped him up?
Everybody pumped him up.
Oh, so he didn't earn any of that?
Yes, he earned it, but I think that got to him where he's just living on his laurels.
Why has he changed in some way in the last 3 years?
He hasn't gotten better. No.
Has he gotten worse?
This year, yeah. Well,
his offense this year he's not hitting. We understand, but he's not hitting. But in half a season, he had 14 homers and 40 RBIs, which leads every major league catcher.
Yes, I know. And
the guy came up his first 2 years, as you probably know, had and played in 170 games, and in that 170 games as a catcher, hit 53 home runs,
which is phenomenal.
Which is not phenomenal. It's off the charts. It's insane what he did. All right, but now it's all forgotten because you guys are down on him this year. Now you want to give him away at the age of 25.
I don't want to give him away. If I give him away, I want something fantastic back.
Well, why would you rather give up? You rather give up him or Andujar in a trade for DeGrom? Which one?
I would give up Sanchez. I just don't.
So you think So what I'm asking you right now? Who's going to have a better career, Sanchez or Andujar?
Andujar is not better than Sanchez. But I think Andujar, his work ethic and everything else.
How would you know their work ethic?
I'm just watching.
How would you know their work ethic? You don't have any. You've been around both of them when you've watched them work behind the scenes.
No, I've never.
So what you're going on is that you don't like the fact that Sanchez is hitting 190 this year, okay, and has not still gotten to the point where he's a very good defensive catcher, which we all agree he's not. But he can do the job behind the plate, and he is a monster offensive player.
He's a monster offensive player. But, Mike, nobody has ever said that he calls a good game. And I think that's what the problem with him and Girardi being a catcher. I think he used to get on Sanchez all the time, and he hasn't changed his ways.
How come the only pitcher who has a problem with him is Sonny Gray? How come?
I'm not saying no. Last week, was it Ceason pitched, and after the game, he called a great game.
Yeah, well, listen. You want to give Andujar? I tell you what, give Sanchez away. You'll wait 30 years before you'll ever see anything that will even approach what he does behind the plate. Because how often do you think you've had a guy behind the plate who could hit like that?
Mike, if you traded Sanchez for DeGrom, do you think
you're not getting him head up?
No, I'm not saying head up.
Well, you had a chance to include one or two in the league, and you decided as a general manager, now your career could stake on that, you would give them the Sanchez and keep the Andujar. You got to live with that, you know. You got to live with that so Sanchez becomes a 10-time All-Star with the Mets, okay, and Andujar's, riding the pines 3 years from now. That's how you get fired, is making moves like that.
But Mike, let me ask you this. If the Yankees got DeGrom,
but remember, you decided to give up a guy you might not have had to give up to do it. If they got to do what DeGrom does is different. That you made it about Andujar. If I could have got him for Andujar, and you threw in Sanchez to protect Andujar, you need Andujar to perform better than Sanchez.
Not Andujar and Sanchez.
No, I didn't say that. I said you got to pull one back, and you decided to pull back Andujar. That's what you told me.
Yes.
You decided to pull, so then you need Andujar to be better than Sanchez. Because you could have protected one of them. And you decided to get rid of Sanchez because you're mad at him this year. Because fans are fickle, and they go on, what have you done lately? Because if Sanchez was hitting right now, if he had 17 home runs and was hitting 310, you would not bring his name up. You'd laugh if I brought his name up. But it's what have you done lately? Which is why fans are completely fickle and you don't listen to them about trades because you're just basing it on the fact not one time did a fan ever knock Sanchez in the last 2 years. This year you're knocking him because his offense is weak for him. And you have Andujar who's come up here for half a season and played third base, and you're willing to give away Sanchez, who did things at catcher that haven't been done in the history of baseball. 4 o'clock, here's Erica.